Hello everyone, welcome to Sunday Anime Chat. I'm your host, Pop Culture Mechanic, but please call me Pop for short. And it's March Mecha Madness. We're continuing on. Last week was 60s and 70s Mecha. This week, today, this program will be 80s and 90s Mecha. So I hope you're in for some really good shows, ones that I think have excellent Mecha shows. Some of my favorite ones I've watched and enjoyed over and over again. So what we'll do is, starting off, some news of the week, as we so often do, courtesy of the Anime News Network. Let's have a look here. What have we got in the headlines today? Love Live Sunshine Fantasy spin-off anime Genjutsu no Yohami Sunshine in the Mirror post first full trailer. Oh, and good morning to you, Matt. Mad Dog Wheaton. More Votems. Love is always good. Ah, yes, the Armored Troopers. I recall those guys. They were quite prevalent in the 90s, if I'm not mistaken. So I'm going to just go through the news here and just look at ones that strike my fancy. But if you see anything that interests you, please shout it out and we can always go and have a look if I haven't already. Dr. Stone, New World Anime unveils new trailer, split season run with April 6th debut. Okay, Dr. Stone, I know that's coming up. Mirage Queen novels get new anime. I don't think I've ever heard of Mirage Queen. Your Eternity anime gets third season. A little bit of my morning tea. Wake me up after losing an hour of sleep because of the time change. Daylight savings time now, so everybody's going to have to set their clocks ahead an hour. Back to Saturday, Guilty Gear Strive fighting game adds Bedman as 8th DLC character. Okay. DNF dual fighting game reveals season pass release this summer, Switch release in April. Here's the TV rankings for February 27th to March 5th. Let's have a look at these. See what they have in store. Attack on Titan final season, the final chapters, part 1 earns 2.1% rating. You know what? Just end already. This stretching it out for so long is just making it getting to be a pathetic joke in my opinion. Just end the thing. Stop it. You're just dry. People are starting to not care. Let's see. Sazi-san gets 10.1. Chibi Maruko-chan's after that, followed by Detective Conan, Soaring Sky Pretty Cure, My Hero Academia Season 6, in the middle of the pack there, Doraemon, and Crayon Shin-chan, Attack on Titan, then Mobile Suit Gundam Narrative TV Edition, Oshiri Tantai, and Pokemon Master Journeys at the bottom. No One Piece this week. Oh well. What do we got here? Japan's video game rankings. Okay, these are always neat to look at. From what I've seen in the past is the Switch was dominating, but we'll see what happens here. Kirby's Return to Dreamland, number 1. Oh, there's PS5 is that number 2. Wolong, Fallen Dynasty. Koei Tecmo game. I wonder if that's a Dynasty Warriors game that they always seem to like to put out. Followed by Pokemon Scarlet Violet, Wolong Fallen Destiny for the PS4, then Rune Factory 3 Special, then Splatoon, Octopath Traveler 2, another PS5 game, Hogwarts Legacy, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, Metroid Prime Remastered, Minecraft, Ark, Survival Evolved. Oh, another PS4 game, Like a Dragon Ishin. And then another PS5 game, Wild Hearts. And then back to the Switch with Nintendo Switch Sports, Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, Mario Party, PS5, Octopath Traveler 2. Once again, PS5, Like a Dragon. And finishing off with Ring Fit Adventure. Wolong is more like a Souls-like game? Okay. Yeah, I'm not sure. I haven't even heard much about Wolong at all. Well, that seems to be a little more PS4, PS5 games getting onto the list. But still, number one right now is the Switch. Tekken 8 game trailer highlights character Paul Phoenix. The regular at Magic High School Reloaded memory smartphone game ends service. I've always said don't buy smartphone games because they can end them at any time, and it's a shame. Back to Friday, the quintessential quintuplets Goto Pazu story game's first promo video streamed. Ghost Trick Remastered game trailer reveals June 30th launch date. Microsoft Xbox confirms it will not exhibit on show floor at E3. I don't know if E3 is relevant anymore. It seems all the big companies do their own thing anyway. There's Nintendo Directs, there's PlayStation State of Play. I'm not sure what Xbox or Microsoft does, but I'm sure they do some kind of event. Seems to me E3 will just sort of fade away if the big ones aren't going to go and attend it and be there to draw the people in. Moving along, The Legend of Nayuta Boundless Trails game trailer reveals fall release. And Momosa's Shitasake Karakoi BL manga about Keikoverse gets mini anime shorts on YouTube. The first Slam Dunk film wins Japan Academy Film Prize's Animation of the Year. Well, isn't that something? I can remember seeing the manga back in the 90s of Slam Dunk. Animation of the Year. Good for them. Right on. New Pokemon anime reveals 4 more cast members. For those Pokemon fans. Diggs. Morning, Diggs. BTWZ7, sorry. Hi, what's up, G? Yeah. Just checking on the anime news. Seeing what's going on in the world of anime. So for Pokemon fans, they're going to have more cast members, apparently. And man, that's been going on for a long time, over 25 years. My Clueless First Friends anime second promo video previews opening theme. Usochu, the Great Mission anime, reveals more cast, theme song, artists. Okay. Maho Shoujo Magical Destroyers anime reveals new visual, April 7th debut. Capcom's Exo Primal game streams trailer revealing July 14th launch date. Exo Primal. Looks like it's got dinosaurs in it. Could be a good game. Launches for PS5, Xbox X and S, PS4, Xbox One, and PC. No Switch though, eh? World Dive Star Anime's TV ad Katrina character video streamed. Street Fighter 6 game streams real-time commentary feature video highlighting Hikaru Takashi. Monster Hunter Rise Sunbreak game expansion launches for Xbox Series XS, Xbox One, Windows, PS5, PS4 on April 28th. For all you Monster Hunter Rise fans, you get more. Get an expansion. Resident Evil 4 remake game streams demo launch trailer. Oh right, they remade that. Launches on the PS5, Xbox Series X and S, and PC on March 24th. Wow, I remember playing that on the GameCube. People liked it because it was like over the shoulder, following the main character around, being able to. I did like that. I didn't like the other way where it was like the screen would change and then you would have to change which way your controls were, and just like tank controls. It was just too awkward. Makoto Shinkai Suzume film opens at number 1 in South Korea. Okay. Well, that's good. Alice Gear Aegis expansion TV anime reveals April 3rd debut in new promo video. Back to Thursday, Gundam, The Witch from Mercury anime season 2's trailer reveals Yama's opening song. So I don't know if anybody's out there watching The Witch from Mercury. But there you go, season 2. Digimon Ghost Game anime ends with 68th episode on March 26th. Oh, Digimon's still going strong then. Rune Factory 3 Special Remake Games trailer reveals PC version, September 5th release. Level 5 reveals new trailers for Professor Layton and the New World of Steam. Megaton Musashi Wired Fantasy Life. Deca Police, more games. Wow, that's a lot. But yeah, Professor Layton game. I did like the one on the DS. That was quite fun. My Home Hero anime second promo video reveals April 2nd debut. Macy Story anime second season reveals theme song, artists. Reign of the Seven Spellblades anime reveals first promo video, main cast staff, July premiere. The Ancient Magus Bride anime season 2's third English subtitled trailer unveils Edda's ending song. Toho Animation Music Films Projects trailer reveals March 20th debut. Well, that's coming up here. Next week. This is pretty crazy. Original Naruto anime gets 4 brand new episodes for 20th anniversary. What's crazy to me is it's the 20th anniversary already. Man, how time flies. New episodes slated for September after selected earlier episodes rerun in Japan in July. The official website for the Naruto anime franchise announced on Thursday that the Naruto television anime will air 4 brand new episodes starting in September to celebrate its 20th anniversary. The Naruto television anime debuted in October 2002. Selected earlier episodes of the Naruto anime will also rerun in Japan beginning in July. Studio Pierrot began streaming a Road of Naruto video, which condenses 20 years of Naruto anime history into 10 minutes in October. The video features brand new animation footage. So there you go. They even got it up here for YouTube. You can watch it on there. And it says it contains spoilers for Naruto and Naruto Shippuden. The official Boruto, Naruto Next Generation's anime Twitter account, also revealed 3 new visuals for the Naruto anime in October for the 20th anniversary. Oh yeah, and there they are, back when they're young, and they face off against Haku and Zabuza and Orochimaru. And then time skip. Facing off against the Akatsuki. And then, yeah, towards the end there, where they're facing off against the... I don't even know what to call them. The creator of all Jinchuriki, or all the tailed beasts. Crazy. The Naruto franchise includes multiple television anime films, and original video anime. The Naruto television anime aired from 2002 to 2007. The Naruto Shippuden anime sequel series premiered in 2007 and ended in 2017. Ukyo Kodachi and Mikio Ikemoto launched Boruto, Naruto Next Generation's a sequel manga in Weekly Shonen Jump in May 2016, and the manga ran monthly in the magazine. The manga transferred to Shueisha's V-Jump magazine in July 2019. Masashi Kishimoto, the original creator of the Naruto manga, took over as writer of the manga in November 2020. The Boruto, Naruto Next Generation's television anime premiered in April 2017. Viz Media is simulcasting the Boruto, Naruto Next Generation series on Hulu as it airs in Japan, and Crunchyroll is also streaming the anime. The anime began airing on Adult Swim's Toonami block in September 2018. Viz Media is releasing the anime on home video. The anime's Part 1 will end on March 26th, and Part 2 greenlit for production. And there we go. Good for these guys. 20 years. Whew. Where does the time go? Kamanaki Sekai no Kami-sama Katsudo TV anime premieres on April 5th. Boruto anime ends Part 1, and with Part 2 confirmed. Yeah, we just read that, but they have a whole article on it. Going back to Wednesday, Blue Giant anime film sells over 350,000 tickets. Hoshikuzu telepath anime casts Yuri Funato, Shiria Fukagawa. Here's news for people. The Uncle from Another World anime unveils promo video visual for 13th final episode. I had heard this thing had been delayed for so long. Pretty crazy. But finally, everyone will get to see the final episode. Crayon Shin-chan anime gets collaboration episode with Shin Kamen Rider film. That should be pretty funny. I heard Crayon Shin-chan's pretty... He's like the Bart Simpson of Japan. Legend of Heroes trails into Reverie. Game's trailer previews characters. Third Verse launches VR game project with Soul Sacrifice creators. Yeah, if you guys see anything, just shout out. You want me to investigate further? I'm just kind of looking over ones that catch my eye. Sword Art Online, Last Recollection game, launches on October the 6th. Shangri-La Frontier Anime's first promo video reveals October premiere. Yu Hayashi joins the cast of Bungo Stray Dogs Season 4 anime. Usuke Toriyumi replaces Takehiro Sakurai in Gora, King's Record Ayaka, a story of Bond's anime cast. Back to Tuesday. Frieren Beyond Journey's End anime's promo video reveals cast, staff, fall premiere. A new Akuma-kun anime series reveals fall Netflix premiere. And good morning, Punkwaddle. How you doing? Looks like you need to reboot your compy. It'll lurk on the TV for a few. Okay. Thanks, man. I appreciate it. Disney's live-action anime Dragons of Wonder Hatch project unveils more cast and staff, including Production IG. I know they do good stuff. I've seen Production IG's animation. It looks pretty darn good. Grim Grimoire, once more games trailer, previews story. We got our North American anime and manga releases, March 5th to 11th. Guilty Gear Strive game launches for Xbox One, Xbox Series X and S, Game Pass, PC. Toonami airs Food Wars, Shokugeki no Soma anime's 5th season on March 18th. That's one I thought I should get into, is Food Wars. Just to have a look, see what it's all about. Shy TV anime debuts in 2023. Bastard, heavy metal dark fantasy anime second season cast Daisuke Hirakawa. Title of Mr. Osumatsu anime second film revealed. A unique skill makes me OP even at level 1. Anime reveals first key visual, new characters. Oh, here we go. I watched the trailer for this one. Reborn as a vending machine. I now wander the dungeon. Anime reveals main cast staff promo video, July premiere. You gotta wait till July. The staff of the television anime adaptation of Hirokuma's Reborn as a Vending Machine, I now wander the dungeon. Light novel series revealed on Tuesday that the anime will premiere in July. The staff also revealed the main cast, main staff, and teaser promotional video and a visual. The anime stars Jun Fukuyama as Hakun, Boxo, and Kairi Honda as Lamis. Here's the description of the story. A middle-aged man with only one passion in his life meets a fitting end in a traffic accident. That's where most stories would end, but instead, this is when his story begins, when he is reborn as what he admired the most in life, a vending machine. But his new lease on life happens in the worst place possible. What can a vending machine do in a monster-infested dungeon when he can't speak or even move on his own? That's going to be something, all right. If he can't even move on his own or even speak, I don't know how he's going to communicate. Hirakuma began serializing the story in Shosetsuka Nimnaru website in March 2016 and ended it in December of that year, with epilogue stories serialized in January to February 2017. Kadokawa's Sneaker Bunko began publishing the novels in print editions with illustrations by Itsuya Kato, beginning with the first volume in July 2016. The third and final volume shipped in February 2017. Kunieda launched a manga adaptation of the novels in Kadokawa's monthly comic Dengeki Dao magazine in August 2021. Yen Press is releasing the manga digitally at the same time as the chapters debut in Japan. This could be good. It's, there's a lot of reincarnated. And a good morning to you, Jake D. Welcome, comrade, Jake D. We are looking at being reincarnated as a vending machine. There's a lot of reincarnated anime out there, and they're just going through all the things that you can be reincarnated as. So, yeah, vending machine. What I wonder is, does he make change? Who restocks him? Do the monsters in the dungeon use him? I guess we'll find out. But we gotta wait until, I think it said July. Let me find out here. Yes, it'll premiere in July. Okay. Moving right along here. Where did we leave off? There we go. Rock band Sumika cancels concerts, delays 10th anniversary documentary after guitarist. Oh, that is terrible. That's unfortunate. Doraemon 2023 film opens at number 1, and yet you are so sweet at number 2. Back to Monday. The first Slam Dunk becomes highest grossing anime film in Korea with 3.82 million tickets sold. Wow, they were really loving the Slam Dunk in Korea. That's all right. Idolish 7 franchise's theatrical anime concert gets 2 versions with different music. Clever. That means if you want to hear other music, you have to pay again to go and see it. Yusuke Murata reveals first part of Zayuki anime project with Village Studio. Demon Slayer Swordsmith Village arc anime crosses 10.1 million in opening weekend in the US. Ooh, good on you, Demon Slayer. Nice to see that anime films are doing well over here in North America. I know earlier on I went and saw Dragon Ball Superhero in the theater, and also One Piece Red in the theater. So it's nice to see that they're getting lots of play over here in North America. Stars Align Anime's director considers releasing sequel scenario online. Summon to Another World again. Anime reveals second promo video, key visual. I wonder what that's about. Crush the competition, feel its spine crumble. Da, Jake D. And don't forget, crushed stooge. The official website for the television anime of Kazuha Kishimoto's Isekai Shokan wa Nidome Des, Summoned to Another World Again, light novel series, revealed the anime's second promotional video and key visual on Monday. The video previews the show's opening theme song. The series will premiere on the amazing programming block of Asahi Broadcasting Corporation TV Asahi, and 22 other stations on April at 2600. There is no such thing. This has to be a mistake. Like right here, it says April 8th at 2600. It's like, okay, 2 hours after midnight. So yeah, okay, here we go. April at, like, who does this? Who? Come on, smarten up. As previously announced, Shinichi Toki plays the protagonist in the anime. The other cast members include all these people. I want to see, what is the story about? Okay, the novels and manga center on a man who was summoned to another world to become a warrior, and he saved the world. As a result, he became very popular, and he is happily living his life as a normie in this new world. However, one day he gets caught in a trap and is deported back to his original world as a baby. When he grows up and is in high school, he is summoned once again to the other world. Oh, man. I'm interested to see what happens if he goes through high school again. Will everyone know him again? Will he have to... Well, I guess there's a lot of questions, but we only have to wait until April the 8th to see this one. Summoned to Another World again. We'll have to see what that's all about. Bandai Namco teases new Dragon Ball Z Budokai Tenkaichi game. Another one. I don't know who these guys are, but Anime Boston 2023 hosts Hybrid Thoughts members Paranom and Aztec. And we're all the way back to last Sunday. And that is it for the news of the week, everyone. Next, getting into Mecha from the 80s and 90s. It should be no surprise to anyone what my first choice is going to be. From 1982, we are talking Super Dimensional Fortress Macross. There you go. And as we see here, I'm on IMDb, and they happen to have a little trailer here, but I'm just going to turn the sound off. But we can see there is the Macross crashing and being rebuilt by the humans who were suffering through a global war at the time. But you can see the transformation of the giant ship. And I just want to point out that it was pretty ahead of its time as far as storytelling. You can see there's infighting between the aliens that come to retrieve the ship. So they come to retrieve this ship, but they're infighting with one another. They're not just blindly obeying each other. So that was quite good on their part. A very good story was written. And you have this the pacifist Hikaru Ichijo. And he didn't want to fight in the military to begin with. But as you can see, he is now the main character. And all hand-drawn animation. This was excellent. It was good quality at the time. It was television animation, so there's going to be repeats and use of cells over and over again to cut costs. But this is an excellent anime. If you have not seen it, it's quite good. And there's the Valkyrie transforming. Like, look at this. and a little bit of a love triangle, because every Macross has to have a love triangle. And against the odds of the aliens, you know, these guys, they created them because the aliens are like 50 feet tall. So there's a reason to create mechas that are so large. You're taking on aliens. You have to make your mecha as big as them to take them on hand to hand. But yeah, as you can see, it's just a fierce battle. Aliens have mechs, you have mechs. I mean, and you have an armored Valkyrie. I mean, oh man, what an awesome looking one that is. Just loaded up with armament. There's only one solution, harem. Oh, Jake D. Yep, got it right, buddy. But yes, this Macross, you can find this, you know, and obviously they call it Robotech because that's what it was brought over as in the 80's. So the original came out in 1982 to 1983, and then Carl Masek brought it over, as well as Super Dimension Cavalry Southern Cross and Genesis Climber Mospeada. He mixed them all together because they had a similar animation style, and he called it Robotech. And then it was Harmony Gold that was distributing it, but then they took it too far. They became very greedy, and they would stop anything coming over Macross related because they figured they owned it. And it's like, no, you just licensed to put it on television. You don't own it. But and then they caused a lot of trouble because you couldn't see Macross stuff. It's very disheartening, and it was made a lot of fans very angry, and they are Harmony stooge in my books, getting in the way of providing Macross goodness to everyone. And hey, Whoopa Troopa, welcome, leader. Good to have you here. He's just talking about first anime show from 80's that I like and I've seen is Super Dimensional Fortress Macross. And yeah, you have such a deep story, and it was so good. They had put out originally 26 episodes, but then people were like, hey, we want more. And so they did 10 more episodes to get you up to, where is it here? I know it says somewhere, 36 episodes right here. So yeah, I mean, when your ship crash lands and gets rebuilt, and then you try to protect the Earth from the aliens, and then you do a warp that takes you out near Pluto, but you take a whole city with you, and you have to put the city inside the spaceship now. And now you're going to travel back from Pluto all the way back to Earth with this city inside. It's pretty good. And then, yes, there's going to be idol singing, which was a way that they discovered that it affects the aliens. They have never been exposed to women and men being together. So if you watch, the aliens there's only nothing but men there. So if they see a man and woman kissing, they just freeze up, and it's just shocking to them. They can't move. They're just stunned. And so that happens. The more they get exposed to the culture of the people on the spaceship, it starts to change them, and they don't want to be a warrior race anymore. Well, some do, some don't. It affects them in different ways, but they are changed. There's a fundamental change in how they want to live their lives. So I'm quite biased when it comes to this because it's such a good show. And if you ever get the chance to watch the original, I would go ahead and do that. As you can see here. So it caused a lot of damage, but then, as you can see, And the story starts in the future year of 1999. So that's when the ship crash landed, and then it launched in 2009. It took them 10 years to rebuild the ship. Also during that time, the Earth was at war. Each nation was at war with each other, so it was a very big global conflict, and this kind of stopped them in their tracks. Wuchitotsuga caused the housing collapse in retaliation. Minmei #1, yes. It's funny because the other Macross shows that you watch, they will reference her, and you will also hear her music being played. So it's pretty cool that in the Macross universe, the other shows know of her and will listen to her music. And it goes along as so in Macross 7, they'll listen to songs from Minmei, and then in Macross Frontier, they'll listen to like Firebomber from Macross 7. So it's pretty awesome. I like it, the way they acknowledge what has come before. And J-pop will save us. It did. It actually ended that war. They played it on every channel to the aliens. But yes, the transforming ship has to be one of the coolest things, because that's the only way they're able to fire their main cannon now. Once they do their warp to Pluto, a piece of their equipment just like blinks out of existence, and they're like, well, if we transform the ship, we can fire the gun. And they do that. They transform, and they're able to attack the enemy successfully. So yes, if you haven't seen this, I highly recommend it. It's really fun as well. Good storytelling, good music, a love triangle, which you might think you know what happens, but it waits until almost the very last episode before you figure out who is the main character gonna go with. Stack bodies or waifus, decisions. Comrade Conan, choose both. Yeah, and such a good cast of characters. I mean, I watched the English version, and that was all right. They did a pretty good casting job, but I really like this. Watching Roy transform his Valkyrie, pretty awesome. And it's like he's the leader of the Skull Squadron. Now how cool is that? Big skull and crossbones on your ship. You're back from outer space. Hey, welcome back, Punkwaddle. Good to see you. Just going through the story of Macross. That is the first one. The first Mecha show that I was introduced to, and it is what got me imagining myself piloting one of these things. I thought that was pretty awesome, to operate a giant 50-foot robot. Yeah, VF-1S is one of the coolest mecha designs. Damn straight. Like, being able to switch from jet to gearwalk to Batroid, I mean, you know, and the long guns they have on those things. And then, you know, they don't pull any punches. This show. Yeah, main characters die. Like, there is no, you know, oh, we all live happily ever after, or everybody bails out in time, you know, they jump out and parachute out. Nope. You have people that are, you know, main characters that die, and it gets reflected across the entire series. People remember them, and you know, they cry about them, and yeah, it is one of the better ones, I think. I don't think it gets enough attention just because of what Harmony Gold did. I think that, I know Gundam gets a lot more attention than Macross does. And there we go. There's a good shot of the ship right there. I think I saw it. There we go. Oh, doggone it. There we go. See, that's pretty cool too. I like that. I love the Macross. The ship itself is just super cool. I'm so glad you tuned in. Yeah, welcome, DJ Ronnie G. Goes well with Top Gun theme also. There you go. I'm glad you tuned in. I'm glad you tuned in too. Ain't a better feeling than being in a fighter mecha pilot in the 80s mecha anime. Even in the grimdark epics like Votoms, you still have fighter jock mentality. Yes. Oh yeah, Kakizaki. Don't forget Roy. Rest in peace, Roy. Yeah, right. Gundam got a lot of exposure in the 90s while Macross was stuck behind all the corporate... Yes. Yes. Thanks, Harmony Gold. Like, come on. Get your act together. You could have been making money that whole time, but no. You had to be greedy and figure that you owned it when you didn't. So, yeah. Okay. So that's number 1 from the 80s. And I picked 2 from the 80s and 2 from the 90s. So that's number 1. Super Dimensional Fortress Macross. Number 2. Pineapple salad will never taste the same. Yes. Yeah. And it does get mentioned in future Macross series. I believe someone does mention pineapple salad or pineapple cake? Upside down cake? Something like that. Alrighty. Number 2 from the 80s. Number 2. This one is an epic one. It's very short, but it's an epic one. And I've gone with Gunbuster. If you have not seen Gunbuster, it is only 6 episodes long. It is done by Studio Gainax, the same people that did Evangelion. They did Wings of Oniamis. They've done a lot of stuff. Gainax, the animation they do is top tier. Here you've got to listen to the music. The music is epic. If you are on YouTube right now, type in Gunbuster First Launch into the search bar. Search for it and watch it. It's 4 minutes long, and it pretty much sums up what this show is and how good it is. Just listening to the music, the action that's happening. Yeah, Gunbuster, aka the greatest mecha OVA of the 80s, baby. Yes! Thank you. I'm glad to see somebody else has an appreciation for Gunbuster. I myself watched it. I still have the 3 VHS tapes it comes on. And it was subtitled as well. So I watched it that way. And it's excellent if you get a chance. It's only 6 episodes long. And the last one is done in black and white. It's very cinematic. Oh, you've heard about it, but you don't think you watched it. I mean, what I'll do here is I'll play it. I won't play any sound though, because I don't want to get tagged here. But look at this thing. This thing is the biggest, meanest looking for the whole thing. And this thing is huge. You have a lot on the anime to catch up on? Yeah, Punk Waddle, I know. The list just never ends, does it? I know, me too. For the longest time, you couldn't decide on which OVA you love more, Megazone 23, Bubblegum Crisis, or Gunbuster. Neverly, you chose Gunbuster because you love Gun. There you go. Another excellent choice. You know the mecha, though. Okay, that's good. Yeah, this thing is awesome. It's humanity's last hope. They are getting Humanity has made it into space, but they are getting wiped out by the aliens. And they need something that's like stronger than anything they have, because their ships just can't cut it. And so they even have a school where they teach their students how to operate mechs, which is pretty cool. That would be cool to attend that school. And you see them doing running and push-ups with the mechs and all that, and it's just like, so they get it's second nature to them when they operate them, that they don't even think about it. You need to watch more Bubblegum and AD Police? Okay. Yeah, I personally, and I know it might be surprising, but I haven't seen Bubblegum Crisis at all. And I probably should. I should probably dig into it, but like I say, the list just gets longer and longer. Bubblegum is in your library, but never watched it yet. Okay. Anyways, I don't want to spoil it for you guys. You should just watch this clip. Watch this clip yourselves. Enjoy the music. Enjoy the acting of the actress there, and you'll be like, it'll change your life. It'll change you. One girl looks like Haman Karn. I don't know who that is, Jake D. Weird Trilogy, Full Metal Panic, Full Metal Alchemist, and Full Metal Jacket. Ah, Whoopa. Yeah. I think I have only the first disc of Full Metal Panic. But watching, what's his name? Sosuke Sagara, he's like a soldier trying to go to high school. It's hilarious. You did your show under a rock, then the J-Laws on comics, then hopped on Foulball and almost on Brandon's anime show and tucked and rolled. Man, oh man. You're a busy penguin. Like, honestly. You don't even have time for sleep, almost. He's a world-renowned sage now. Of course he is. Everyone likes sage waddle. Especially the ponderances. I really like those. They're good. You've been having fun with Gundam Crossfire. Cool game, nice graphics, but low frame rate and erratic responsiveness. I haven't heard of Gundam Crossfire yet. Oh, Harman Kardon is one of the main villains of Zeta Gundam and main antagonist of Double Z Gundam. Okay, yeah. I haven't seen that Gundam yet. Same way you bought Gundam Breaker years ago. You got a PS5, so you got to get the Gundam shows. Yeah, you're a tired penguin, and this time change got me good. Yeah, I was talking to my wife last night. I'm like, it was 10:30, and I'm like, I better go to bed because this time change, I'm gonna lose an hour. She's like, oh yeah. So that was it. In bed at 10:30 and woken up this morning at 6 a.m. even though it said 7. Lost that hour, but that's okay. My usual wake-up time is like 4:45 in the morning, so it's not that bad. So yes, as I was saying, Gunbuster. You stayed up too late. It was 1:30 and you thought you'll watch your show? 1:30, yikes. I don't know if I could make it. Probably fall asleep in my chair. Okay, so that's for the 80s. For the 80s, Super Dimensional Fortress Macross, Gunbuster. Both excellent mecha shows. And I think Gunbuster, because it's an OVA, get a little higher quality animation and done by Gainax. So I highly recommend Gunbuster to anybody. It's they even do little science lessons to teach you what their in-universe science is all about, because they travel close to the speed of light. And when you do that, time speeds up, all that kind of stuff. So it gets really technical, and it's actually doing that kind of stuff really makes you appreciate it. At least I do. I appreciate they do stuff like that so that you understand their universe better. You still like the PS3 game Gundam Crossfire more than Gundam Evolution? Oh, Gundam Crossfire goes back to the PS3? Wow. And good morning to you, Mike, from Pacific 414. Good to see you. Just going through some of I guess mine, but everyone else is chiming in on their favorite, Mecha, from the 80's and 90's. And I just told them about Gunbuster. So if you haven't seen Gunbuster, it's only 6 episodes long, and it is well done by Studio Gainax. You will have a great time watching that show. The characters are very expressive and emotional. You really get into it. It'll pull you in. And that ending, the last episode is black and white, very cinematic, excellently done. You're just gonna be, you'll be spent at the end. You'll just be like, wow, what a ride. You know, at least I hope so. I hope people enjoy it as much as I do. Moving along now. Time to go into the 90's. And in the 90's, we have Kishinkor. Now, I don't know, probably a lot of you haven't heard of this one before, but it really struck me when I read it back in the day, when I read the synopsis of it. This is pretty cool. Now, it says here, October 1941, so we're in the middle of World War II. As the Second World War threatens to destroy the civilized world, an unforeseen complication suddenly occurs. An alien invasion. Despite the sudden appearance of these extraterrestrial aggressors, the Axis and Allies continue their destructive conflict. So not even aliens invading could stop the Axis and Allies from fighting one another. That's kind of messed up. You'd figure they'd stop what they're doing and take on the aliens, but nope. Only the Kishinkor and their giant geo-armor robots, aka Kishin, developed from a captured alien robot soldiers, stand between the Earth and total annihilation. A teenager named Taishi suddenly finds himself at the center of a struggle over a mysterious black attaché case entrusted to him by his father, Professor Tokamura. The case contains the controlling mechanism for one of the giant geo-armor robots, and the Japanese Kanto army, the alien invaders, and the Kishinkor all want to recover the device. Between the spies, the armies, the aliens, and the giant robots, Taishi is in for an epic adventure if he can survive it. So I watched the first hour of this show. It's got 7 episodes, and they're all like it says here they're 33 minutes long. And so I guess it would be I watched the first 2 episodes then. And I'll tell you right now, it is pretty damn good. These mechs, and I have a little show here for you. Let's see if I can find it. So I managed to find it. This was extremely hard to find. I had a really hard time scrubbing the internet looking for this. That's a dark premise. Yeah, it is. It is. Like, but you got to see these things. You want to talk. There is nothing elegant about these mechs. You watch them, they are like big, clunky, and when they step, they just go thunk, and they strike the ground and shake everything. They are not graceful at all. It's cool because when they're starting them up, they're what do you call it? Hand crank. They have to hand crank the engines to start them up to get these mechs going because it's the 1940s. They don't have fancy electronics or anything like that. So it's hilarious. You got guys hand cranking the engines to start them all to get them running so that the mech will even move. It's pretty awesome. So it's a pretty cool period piece. You don't know that you'd consider it Mecha, but you enjoy the Japan exclusive Transformers series, Headmasters, Super God Master Force, and Victory. I've seen 2 out of the 3 of those. I think I still have to watch Victory, Mike. And but the other ones, the Headmasters one, yeah, I agree. I watched that. That was pretty awesome. And Master Force. Master Force was the ones where the humans do operate them, I thought. At least I believe so. And Victory, I still gotta watch Victory. I have it. It's here. I have the physical copy here. It's just a matter of sitting down and watching it. No Minovsky particle reactor? No particle reactor, JP. Let's see. Here. I better mute this. There we go. So they start out talking about the war, and there is our main character there, Taishi, as a young child. And he's with his parents, and they're on a train, and they're going, I think they're trying to get away from the war. But then the train gets attacked, and his dad puts that control device in his book and tells him to find this fella whose name he's written down here. And away he goes. And the train is attacked by the army. I think it's the Kanto army. But then the train gets attacked by the aliens, and the aliens are coming down. And these guys look straight. Like, look at this. That's the alien. That's what they look like. But they use machine guns. And they are just shooting everybody. And if you slice them with your katana, that the one guy did, you're okay. If you shoot the aliens, they explode. So, that does sound cool. Just to point, although you'd never hold that against Macross, they have Space Fold. Yes, they do. Victory is probably my favorite Gundam, like the MS itself. It's a physics burrito. Series is great too. You don't get too attached to anyone. Does the Kanto army have Bulbasaur, Charmander, and Squirtle? I don't see any Pokemon in there. But his parents get killed. She tells him he's got to run. And the aliens are just decimating everybody. He leaps out of the train. He's almost ready to get blown away by the aliens, but what happens? Another train arrives. And this train carries with it the Kishin Core. And let's see, I'll just play a little bit here. Hopefully YouTube won't get too mad here. But yes, ka-chunk and ka-chunk. Look at that. It's a big, giant mech. And it is what they use to fight the aliens with. And there you go. There's the title. Kishin Core. So yes, and then we have the opening sequence. But yeah, this if you want big, stomping, clomping mecha, I would definitely watch this show. It's very well done. And there's a lot of intrigue. And you will have a good time, I think. And it's only, like I said, 7 episodes, half hour each. You can probably power through it in a whole day. But that is from 1993. No Pokemon? A subpar show then. I don't know. Do we have any Mecha Pokemon? Is there a Mecha Pokemon out there? Looks cool. Yeah, I think so too. It's one of the ones I've wanted to see a lot for a long time, but I've never been able to find it until like yesterday. All right. So definitely watch Kishinkor, because those are some awesome mecha. And I haven't seen them engage with any enemy mecha yet, but I'm waiting for that. I'm waiting for them not to just take on aliens, but to take on other mechs from the Axis. So, moving along. The next one from the 90s. And this one is quintessential, I think, if you grew up or if you remember the 90s, like I do. Gundam Wing. I really enjoyed watching Gundam Wing. And it's actually one that we powered through quite recently, my wife and I, because she has the DVDs, and so we watched it all the way through. Yeah, Zero! And yeah, Wing, you could leave it. It's, it's from the opening theme song, Communication. Like, that's, when you hear that, that just gets you pumped up. It gets me pumped up anyway to watch the show. And yeah, you've got Wing Zero and Death Scythe and Heavy Arms and Sandrock and Shenlong. Like, those are some awesome mechs to pilot, you know? It's not Heavy Arms, it's my brother. I did like Heavy Arms Upgrade. What an awesome upgrade. Jokes aside, sell it to you because you never got attached to it when you tried to watch it in 2002? Okay. Punkwaddle, ladies and gentlemen. You do enjoy the mech designs and how they built the team? Yes. They weren't all friends right away. These guys were sent by their separate respective colonies to the Earth to fight against, what did they call them again? Trey's Kushranada and his army. Because they were oppressing the colonies, which is like, that's not good. So they had to fight for themselves. Just Communication is a cool song, though. It is. I really enjoy it. Just Communication or Rhythm Emotion. Rhythm Emotion was the second one, right? I think both of them are good, but just the start of Just Communication, where it's got that ding 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 ding. That to me that's like something's going on. Something, you got busy. Things are getting busy. You still remain a UC elitist, although you do want to see the toroidal space colonies from Wing. Yeah, do it. If you can, I guess if you can just sort of get past it, they do have some awesome Gundam fights. Like, you get to see Tallgeese take on Wing Zero. And if you can get by the crazy of Hiro Yui, he's pretty crazy. I know me and my wife got a real kick out of it when he's at the school with Relina, and she gives him a invitation to her birthday party, and he just rips up in front of her face. And then he walks by her and he goes, "I'll kill you." And then she's just like, "Whoa." My wife was like, "Yeah, joke's on you. I'm into that." That's what it looked like anyway for Relina. Anytime he'd threaten her, she's like, I like that. Wu Fei is the worst. He just can't sort himself out. That's the way I look at it. It's like, come on, Wu Fei, smarten up. Kind of an extension of the G Gundam, but in the more traditional Gundam plot. Also, some of these mechs were actually in G Gundam, I believe. Wing, for one. Oh, okay. I haven't seen G Gundam. Anybody else confirm that's seen G Gundam? Treize, best character in Gundam. Just the name. My name is Treize Kushuranada. And I believe, I can't remember if it was you, Jake D. Did you tell me that everyone was sort of named after French numbers? Like Treize is 13 and all that? Can't remember. It might have been you. Best character in Gundam. The team of very differently built Gundams from different colonies for different purposes. Yeah. They did not expect to all work together. They were doing solo missions. They're kind of like the same thing. They wanted the same thing, but they were just never meant to come together as a team. Not his fault Relina was hounding him. Let's push anybody over the edge. Yeah. Yeah, not exclusively French, but most have a number-themed name. Yes, I think that's pretty cool. I like it when the Japanese do that. They come up with a thing and they're like, we're going to name this person this. Because everyone's going to have that theme. Like in Dragon Ball, it's all vegetables, right? Nappa, Vegeta, Kakaroto, all that kind of stuff. But yes, Gundam Wing. And just the upgrades you get. And don't forget, there's also the movie, Gundam Wing Endless Waltz. You can watch that too and see whether I can't remember if she is legitimately Treize's daughter or not. But you can watch Marimea, who takes over for Treize. I gotta watch G Gundam. I can, yeah. I just gotta mark it on my list. Things to do. Yeah. Let me just have a look here. Mobile Suit Gundam Wing. For those of you that have not seen it and need a synopsis of it, mankind has moved into space. Thousands of people live on giant orbiting space colonies called sides. However, the Earth government, which rules the colonies, is unjust and cruel. A group of revolutionaries build 5 robotic weapons called Gundams and plan to send them to Earth to begin their fight for independence. Piloted by 5 young men, these Gundams carry the colonists' hopes and dreams of freedom with them as they descend to Earth to begin Operation Meteor. And when you find out what Operation Meteor is, you are going to, it'll blow your mind. You'll be like, no way. That's what Operation Meteor is? You'll see. I'm gonna have to scroll up and rewind the video after my coworker finishes trying to line me up to talk. Oh, I guess that happens, DJ Ronnie G. You Blue Marimea was confirmed in Frozen Teardrop to be Treize's daughter by Leia Barton. Okay. Good to know. Or you believe. Okay, you believe Marimea was confirmed in Frozen Teardrop to be Treize's daughter. Okay. You think Gundam F91 also shows up in the last episode of G Gundam as well as a few other in the big final fight? Nice. Yeah, Gundam is such a large franchise with so many shows. It's unbelievable how many there are out there. And like I say, Gundam has overshadowed Macross because of Harmony Gold and their interference with bringing Macross stuff over. It was just like, in Japan, they're the big two. You got Macross, you got Gundam, and they're the big two. Over here, Gundam gets more attention. So that's all right. I'm not bitter. But yeah, it's I do enjoy my Macross, and I have been a staunch Macross fan for a lot of years. She was a nurse in a hospital Treize was recuperating in. Ah, okay. That makes sense. They also did a kind of throwback to that scene in some of the Gundam build fighters in Big World Fights, so many throwback mecha designs. Yes! Yeah, it's nice to see that. They bring some of the designs back in the other shows. I've heard they have many cool cameos on G. Oh, okay, right on. You said G Gundam? I just need to see what that's all about. G Gundam. Oops, G Gundam. Mobile Fighter G Gundam? Oh, it's from the 90s as well. Okay. It's time for the Gundam Fight Tournament. Each country sends a Gundam to Earth for this prestigious tournament in hopes of winning power and glory for their homeland, but this time there's an unseen evil lurking behind the scene. Doman Kashu, Neo Japan's reluctant fighter, is determined to uncover this evil and clear his family name. The fight to the top begins now. That's the one, eh, guys? Mobile Fighter G Gundam? You're mixing up GBF with G. Okay. We need you to rate Neo Canada's Gundam. Better have a maple leaf on it. And I bet you it fights with a hockey stick. Cross checks for everybody. It's both, but you're now derailing the stream. It don't take much to derail the stream. In fact, it's okay if we go a little bit off. We're still talking about Mecha. We're still talking about Gundam. You know, Gundam Wing was the one I suggested because I had seen it all. And it's from the 90s. I know this one is too, but it's the one I've seen. Gretzky Gundam. You watch out. You score lots of goals. Yeah, we'll have like the LA or the Kings Gundam or the Oilers Gundam. Those are the teams that Gretzky was on. Oh, he was also on New York as well. That's right. Towards the end of his career, he finished in New York. But who wants a Ranger Gundam? I mean, come on. It's New York for God's sake. So yes. I would definitely collect some Gundam figures. They are pretty darn good. Like I say, Heavy Arms. Heavy Arms upgrade. That is one of the better looking ones. Also, everyone likes Death Scythe because there's a lot of duo Maxwell fangirls out there. I think I'm married to one. So yeah. All the iterations there. Bullshit Gundam Wing, yeah, okay. There we go. There's Heavy Arms. Not his upgrade though, but still. I like that the dual cannons. Although he runs out of ammo way too quickly for my liking. Any other mecha shows you guys are liking? I mean, I pointed out the ones that I like, obviously. You know, there's Evangelion, but that one was a little bit weird for my liking, just because when they climb in, they're almost like they're organic mechs. Just saying they smell blood and all that when they climb into their cockpits. It's just kind of weird to me. Yeah, things just get way too weird in Evangelion for me, for my liking anyway. Good show. I did watch it all the way through, you know, when it came out. But other than that, I can't say I'm too big of an Evangelion fan. And I watched End of Evangelion, and that kind of blew my mind away. So yeah. The original boy band. Evangelion is a bit dark when you actually think about what's going on. Yes. And without spoiling the show, yeah. I get it, Punkwaddle. Like I say, I watched it, and I watched the full series, and then I watched End of Evangelion, and I was just like, woof. Woof. That's crazy what went on. And it's just like, man, oh man. So I do think it's a good show, but I'm just not like a big fan of it. I know there are people out there that are, and yay, right on. You know, good. You like what you like. I'm not going to judge. But yeah, trying to coming up with some shows that I have seen and can recommend. And DJ Ronnie G, if you haven't seen Gundam Wing, for a shot, just give it a shot. Watch the first episode, see how you like it. You get to see a lot of mechs in action. Yeah, these guys are pretty darn good. What do you guys think? You gonna give some of these a try? If you haven't seen SDF Macross, will you give it a try? If you haven't seen, where is it now? If you haven't seen Gunbuster, you're gonna give it a try? Not G Gundam. If you haven't seen Kishin Core, are you gonna give that a try? This is, like I say, it's our alternative World War II. It's a different take on what happened during the war. If you can find a way to find Macross, I think Robotech was on Netflix for a time. Yeah. I don't have Netflix myself, but there's also Tubi, and surprisingly, the Internet Archive has anime on it. If you can believe it. I was looking around, and it's like, that's the Internet Archive? It's got anime? All right then. So they've got it there on the Internet Archive. And yes, for those of you that haven't seen Gundam Wing, I think give it a shot. Good music, good story, good action scenes with the mechs. You're definitely going to have a good time. Because that's what we're all about here. We're all, for March, all us mecha heads, we love our mecha. We want to be those people that are operating the mecha. Whether it be a Valkyrie from Macross, or a Kishin, or Gunbuster, or a Gundam. You definitely are into that operating. And I don't know about you, but whenever I get into some heavy equipment, I'm kind of like, kind of feels like I'm operating a mech here. You can sort of use your imagination as you're operating the machine, like, yes, I am operating a mech of a sort. Even though it doesn't turn into a giant robot. But that might happen, a few years down the road. Curiouser and curiouser, yeah, down the rabbit hole. With the waifus. Yeah, with the waifus. We need to get, and we'll see what happens. Next week will be Mecha from the 2000s and 2010s. And I'll see what I can show up for that. Segment. So there's going to be probably some more shows, and I'm going to try to find some ones that maybe aren't well known, but they're still good. So I hope you'll join me there, and you can tell me ones that you think I should watch. Because it's all about swapping information here, isn't it? You come here, you watch me, I show you this, and maybe you haven't seen it before. And you're like, oh yeah, hey, right on, that's good. Maybe I'll watch that. And then you tell me, you're like, hey, you should watch G Gundam. And I'm like, oh, okay, well, I'll give that a shot. I haven't heard much of that before. There will always be a Gundam in every decade if all else fails. There is a Gundam in every decade. I've checked. So, I think the most recent Gundam I watched was Iron-Blooded Orphans, thanks to a suggestion from Blaine, from Blaine's Escape Corner. He was like, hey, you should watch Iron-Blooded Orphans. And I said, okay, I will. And very good show. I liked it. I'm hoping him and I can get together and have like a debate on it soon on one of his programs. There are more Gundams in every decade. Yes, it's because of people like you. You guys and everyone else support the Gundam franchise. They see the money rolling in. They're like, you know what? We got to make more money and more content for people to like. IBO is great alternate timeline. And you've watched it and built many IBO. Oh, nice. That's awesome. Yeah, I don't have any Gunpla. I don't have enough. I'm running out of room, guys. Running out of room for stuff. So I'm very limited in what I can buy to put on display. But yes, Iron-Blooded Orphans. Excellent show. It was really enjoyable watching Barbados take on the enemies. And you're always up for, you'll always get in Gundam political intrigue, which is something, you expect now. So in every Gundam show, you're going to have mechs, you're going to have political intrigue, right? You're always going to have like someone having an existential crisis. In Macross, you'll always have a love triangle. You'll always have Mecha. You'll always have giant aliens. You'll always have an idol singer. So that's the basis for a lot of these shows. They have their own thing they do, and they do it well. And there are things you can always expect when you watch them. You ran out of room a long time ago. Well, for only being 17 inches long, Punk Waddle, you got to have more room. You got to get a second story on your igloo. Punk Waddle has a Gunpla Armada. Ooh. Are they your minions that you can send to do your bidding? That sounds like a good idea. All right. I think it's true. There you go. Yeah, anything else you guys can think of for Mecha? Some of your favorites. Something, you might try that you haven't thought of before. Such as Petition Core. You haven't figured out how to make them self-actualize and get those chips from small soldiers to make them sentient? Oh, that's coming. That's coming. There'll be a chip shortage. I know there's a chip shortage now, but hopefully you can put an order in. I mean, we got AI and stuff coming along, so it won't be long. We have to be careful now. We're gonna get the whole Skynet thing going on. Zoids was cool. I've heard of Zoids. Yeah, I've heard of Zoids. Let's see here. First couple of series, anyway. Okay. Wow, there's a lot. Zoids, Zoids Fusers, Zoids Genesis, Zoids Wild Zero, Zoids Wild Senki, Zoids New Century Zero. Whew. It's a lot. Huh. The early series, then it became more of a kid's show with animal robots. Still cool designs. Ah, yes. Yeah, it says here, Zoids are beast-like fighting machines used in both everyday use, such as transportation, and special use, such as war. Some types of Zoids, known as organoids, are miniature Zoids that are living organisms. These organoids have the capability to fuse with non-living Zoid and make it much more powerful. Huh. Did I talk Gurren Lagann at all? Actually, no. Is that 90's? Gurren Lagann? Gurren Lagann. Oh, that I didn't talk Gurren Lagann because it's 2007. So we'll have to probably wait till next week. Punk Waddle. 2000 and 2000, between 2000 and 2010, or maybe I'll add in stuff from 2010 onwards. Yeah, Chaotic Century, Guardian, Force, and New Century Zero were good. Okay. Time to consult the internets. To the internet and step on it. Yeah. But that's one that I have not seen, Gurren Lagann. I do hear it's really good. So maybe it's about time I smarten up and, get to watching it. What is the super big entity that was in the thumbnail that is in this slideshow? That's the Macross, isn't it? I'm pretty sure. I used the Macross, the actual ship, transformed. It's what the people, they actually put a city inside of it. A city of 70,000 people are fit inside there. And they get transported away from Earth and then back to Earth. So yes. I'm not sure which series the Macross I used for as the thumbnail, but I like to find interesting looking thumbnails to use. Yeah, and I got a little slideshow going on there, just to change it up a bit, show some different shows. $70,000 problems, as Stotska would label them. Duh. We can't dump you in space. We have to take you to Earth again. And yeah, I think we will wrap it up. It's always nice to talk Mecha with my fellow Mecha heads. I think it's a fun watch. Here in Wupstotska, we plan to liberate the squalid masses from their hope. Duh. And if we can use Mecha to do that, I am highly for it, comrade. But yeah, I think I'm gonna wrap her up here, everybody. Should we dump in space? UN has no space inspectors, so. But then who is going to do manual labor, JT? You needing stooge for manual labor. But yeah, I would like to thank everybody that came out today. It was a good day. We made it. We're losing that hour of sleep. I'd like to just thank everybody. People like Matt Mad Dog Wheaton and Diggs BTW7. Punk Waddle, always good to see you. Jake D. Whoopa Troopa. DJ Ronnie G. It's always a pleasure. And who else came out today? Mike from Pacific 414. if you haven't subscribed to any of these, because a few of these guys are content creators and they do have some pretty good stuff out there. And no, I'm scrolling through here just to see if I missed anyone. Don't want to miss anybody. And of course, anybody that was lurking, I appreciate you tuning in as well. Hope you enjoyed our March Mecha Madness from the 80s and 90s. Please slap that like button and tell your friends about me. Spread the word. I'm here every Saturday and Sunday at 9 a.m. Mountain Time. Saturdays are game days where I will pick a game from a retro system. Right now, for me, it's the Game Boy. And I'm playing the Minish Cap. And then every Sunday is Anime Chat, where I pick a show and go over it with you, hopefully to expose you to some ones you haven't seen before. And it just so happens that in March, I decided the theme was going to be Mecha for March Mecha Madness, because I love my alliteration. I can't help it. I know you have choices of other channels to visit, but I'm glad you came to visit mine. The other ones out there that I watch as well are Pacific 414. That's Mike's channel. Blaine's Escape Corner. Ronin66. DJ Ronnie G. Brandon the Anime Guy. And the Nerdporeal Lifeform. There's Woopa Troopa. And Angry Canadian. And don't forget Punkwaddle. He's at Floral from Under a Rock. I got a Discord out there. It's called The Shop, because The Shop is where the tradesmen all hang out and chat. I'm out there on Twitter. Oh, Twitter, sometimes. I don't know about you guys. I'll be scrolling through Twitter and I'll see something and I'll be like, it's time for me to get off Twitter. And then I do. I've got a few videos out there on BitChute, Odyssey, and Rumble, just because they're not as heavy-handed as YouTube is with their copyright and all that. So yeah, coming up Tuesday is Trades Talk Tuesday. I'm looking into getting some guests in that are in the trades and doing a little interview style with them. And hopefully everyone that's interested will come on out and have a listen. Then going into Saturday, it's going to be more Minish Cap. That is such a fun game. I'm really liking it. Moving right along. And I'm getting there. I'm collecting elements, but it's a bit of a slow process. I'm working my way through. And then we're back to Sunday again. More anime chat next week from the years 2000 and 2010. So those decades. I'll pick some more anime that's mecha themed, and we can have a look at it, see what you guys think, and let me know ones that you've seen. And we will be able to wallow in our mecha goodness, because that's what it's all about. It's also Mario March Madness month. Oh, okay. For the whole month? We should be generating energy in space so that the climate folks could chill. Floral had a really cool guest the other day. Mario fan channel guy called it that. Does that mean it's only a 1 week thing? It'll never stop. We're colonizing space to escape. The week of March 10th is Mario week, and then March 10th day. Yeah, Mario Day. Not enough jobs? Well, build some. O'Neill cylinders. There's plenty of raw material in space. Climate control will have a new meaning when we have all sides up in space. Ooh, that's true. Did they all come down a la Gundam X Cool theme song too? I don't know. But yes, thank you everyone for coming out. I'm truly grateful to have seen you all here. It's always a fun time. I hope you had fun as well. I know I did. And I hope to see you all in the next stream I happen to do, or I'll be in the chat in your stream. So that's fun as well. Gundam X starts off nearly all the colonies being dropped on Earth, or at least hundreds of. What? Man, oh man. I mean, that's just not good for anybody. That ruins your day, I think. It wrecks the climate for a long while. Oh, okay. Yeah, I guess so. Like you're basically throwing asteroids at the Earth, and if it wipes out the dinosaurs, it's gonna have no problem wiping out humanity. You made it to 40-something episodes. You're supposed to have 50 and end it early. Oh, okay. Huh. Well, everyone, I'm glad you all came out. I had a fun time, and I hope you did too. I've been Pop, and I am signing off.